on, Junior! Sleeping on the job again?
No, Pa, I wasn't sleeping. I just, rested my eyes a little bit.
Yeah, I bet you were. You need to stop staying up late and playing video games.
I just woke up in the parking lot. I don't know what happened. I wasn't even sleepy. What's going on?
Oh, crap! I was supposed to deliver that mower like an hour ago.
It's only 11 o'clock. You still got time.
What are you talking about, Pa? It's 1 o'clock. I lost 2 hours and don't even remember.
You're right, Junior. What the heck happened?
The heck's going on?
What'd you give us, carbon monoxide poisoning? What, are you running stuff back there with the door shut?
I wasn't running nothing. And you need to get that mower delivered.
What the heck? I thought I fixed this thing. Now it's acting screwy. Wonder if that starter solenoid's bad.
What's in this box, Taryl?
Put that down.
Oh.
I'm counting them.
Oh, I just wanted to look at it. I thought you were dropping that mower off. That was weird. Who's he calling?
Hi, Mr. Chuck.
Yeah, what's going on there, guy?
Your lawnmower is going to be no charge.
But I thought it was $400.
We made a mistake.
Really?
It is covered under warranty.
Wow, that's great. I didn't think it still had a warranty. The mower's 11 years old.
See you soon,
Thanks.
and have a blessed day.
All right, you too. Barbara, you're never gonna believe. What do you mean covered under warranty? That lawnmower's over 10 years old. It's not under warranty.
I have a mower to deliver.
The kid's giving the place away.
Yeah, what's he doing?
Pterodactyl here. Today's video is going to be on this here valve on this dog splitter. This is one of them husky dog splitters that are real popular. Now this thing came in for repair, and when I got done fixing it and I started it, when I went to go forward, the lever would stay forward. It wouldn't bounce back like it's doing now. It would lock in because there's a detent back there, but forward it would stay forward, and that's not safe. And I wanted to find out why. Now I know a lot of shops, they'll just replace this valve. But maybe you have one of these and you're having that problem where it was staying forward. So all that mechanism is back here behind this cap. So whoever owns this dog splitter keeps it outside. So when I took this cap apart, there's a spring in there that controls this, that lets this bounce back. And this is the spring. That's how rusty it was, and it just fell apart. That's why it would stay forward. So I'm thinking, well, how am I going to fix that? And I came up with a way to fix it, because I'm like, where am I going to get this spring? Because you can't buy parts, individual parts to fix this. So I had to come up with a solution, because I'm Taryl. I'm Taryl Fixes All. So let's go into the shop, and I'll walk you through. Okay, so I'm looking at this thing, and I'm like, this thing is kind of like the size of a valve spring. So luckily, I have a bin where I saved valve springs from many different engines, all different types of engines. And I believe this is a crawler valve spring from like a crawler command. So I sized it up, and sure enough, The same inside and outside diameter. The only difference is that it's a lot longer. Not a lot, but I mean it's considerably longer. And I didn't know if I should just use the whole spring, if it would put too much tension on there. But I didn't try it. I thought, you know what, let me find out what the length is. And the only way I was able to do that was I've got another dog splitter out there with the same valve on. But this is how much I ended up cutting off. I cut off about 3 coils. And it works just fine the way it is. Now I can measure that so you can know, because I know what you're saying. I wish I knew how long that was. So it's about 7/8 of an inch. So you would be safe to go 7/8 to 1 inch of spring. Now that other one we're going to take apart, because I took that one apart so I could use it as a template, as I mentioned, and I noticed that that one doesn't work either, and I'm going to show you how to fix one of them. So we're going to go back out there and take that one apart. So this is a friend of mine's dog splitter here. So I noticed that the detent doesn't work on this one. So when I took this thing apart, this is a 3/16 Allen wrench I'm using. Now this friend of mine is not a very good mechanic. He's one of them people that should throw his tools in the garbage. Now he never mentioned to me that this thing doesn't work. Because had he mentioned it to me, I would have told him we could have fixed it. I could fix it. So when I took this apart, all the pieces are laying in the bottom of this. This is the little collar that's got grooves in it. And that's your detent. And then see, there's ball bearings in here. And there's a spring down the center of this. And then you've got this other sleeve that slips over this. So there's that spring. So I needed to know how long that spring is, and that's why I took this one apart. There's 2 of these ball bearings are missing. And there's another spring down the center of this right here. Now I don't want to lose these other 2 ball bearings. So I'm going to get a magnet and take them out of there. But to get to this unscrews. This part here that's got the balls in it, that unscrews, and then you can get to this spring. It unscrews out of the valve. So I know what happened. He took this off, and then he moved this lever, and when he did that, it knocked everything out. I'm sure maybe some of you have done that too. So let me get a little magnet, because I don't want to lose them balls, because once they hit the ground, that's it. So again, I keep a lot of stuff that normal people probably wouldn't keep. And one of them items again is I keep the balls out of ball bearings because they're all different sizes. Now a drill gauge comes in handy other than just sizing drills. It also can tell you the size of different things that you may need to find out. Like I use a drill gauge for some of that fuel line on them cheap weed eaters. Because they got all that different fuel line, and a lot of times that fuel line on some of these cheap weed eaters, you know, the way it seals is through a hole in the cheap weed eater or chainsaw or leaf blower. So I use a drill gauge so I can size the hose. So I know what size hose that customer may need. And I also use this to size these ball bearings. So here's the 2 that were in there, because 2 of them are missing. So you just take your drill gauge and figure out what size ball bearing you need. And in this case, it's 7/32. That's what fits through there. Okay, so I found 2 more that were 7/32 and all my saved ball bearings. So let's go out there and put it together and see what happens. Another thing you're going to need, you're going to have to make a tool. Now I made this out of a piece of tubing. This is a piece of gas line tubing, but if you have any kind of tubing, it could be bigger in diameter than this, and I'll show you how I use this tool when we go to reassemble all this. And you're going to need some grease. I thought I had a container. Here it is. And you're going to need some grease, because the grease is what we're going to use to hold the balls in place when we go to put this back together. So let's go back out there and put this together. Come on, follow me. Follow me. So now you're going to want to put them in the grease, because that's going to act like your glue to hold them in place. And then I put a piece of cardboard down there in case I drop one, it doesn't disappear on me. Now this spring that goes down the center of this, because on my log splitter, my personal one that I did a video on years ago when I added electric start, my detent wasn't holding. And it was because that spring in the center, let me get this rag, wasn't putting enough tension on those balls to hold it in those grooves for the detent. So you can put some washers behind it to kind of add tension to that spring. But you got to be careful, you don't want to put too many washers, because then it might lock, and then when it returns and builds pressure, it might not kick back to that neutral position. So this is why you need this piece of tubing. Now you can use a bigger piece of tubing as long as it fits inside this opening here. But the reason I'm using the tubing is because it fits, you know, it holds the ball so your tool doesn't slip off the ball. Because what we need to do is push this in, because this ball has got to be on the opposite side of these ball bearings. And then here's that sleeve that covers that spring, so we got to put that on. Okay, so now we're ready to put this collar on. Now you notice it's got the grooves in there. We want the grooves towards the back, like this. So we got to slip this over our piece of tubing, our tubing tool, and then we're going to put the ball. And you got to be careful, you don't want the balls to fall out of there. And we're going to push in on it and then slide that on, just like that. Now don't go cycling this now, because this is going to pop off. Now we can put the cover on. You can put some thread lock around these threads, because I've had these things loosen up. See, now it locks in and it doesn't lock forward. And like I said, if it's not staying in place, you need to add more tension to that spring that's in the center, and you can do that by adding some washers. So let's try it and see. So as Elskin says, let's
Fire it up, fire it up, fire it up.
shut up! Now there's your dinner. Now you know how this works. This valve works with that detent. In case you got one of these and your detent isn't working correctly, you can go in there and figure out how to fix it. But you got to make sure that those balls are the same size, because if they're a little bit different, they're not going to work right. So if you like this video, hit the like button. Subscribe if you're not already a subscriber. Follow me with your dog splitters, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. Go to our web store, check out what we got there, like this beautiful wheelie tee or wheelie sweatshirt, and we have it in a t-shirt. And we got all kinds of other stuff. There might be something there for you. You might want to wear this while you're splitting wood. Look at all that wood we got to split. We got 2 log splitters now. And as always, there's your dinner. Woo! Fixing the detent.
I don't know about that kid of yours. He was acting awfully strange after his little nap.
All I know is that money's coming out of his check. I understand that.
You understand what?
I understand all that. I'll let them know. All the repairs are free. I have to tell all the customers that all the repairs are free and covered under warranty. Yes, you are correct. It's free. It's under warranty.
Whoa, whoa, whoa! You can't do that! We're here to make money! Those companies are never gonna pay on them warranties, and that's gonna put you out of business, Taryl!
It's all warranty.
Something crazy going on after that sleepy time nap. I mean, I never felt better, but those guys are acting screwy. Who's turning them lights on? I think this lawnmower's trying to talk to me. Luckily, I know how to speak lawnmower. Oh, okay. Uh-huh. Yeah, but what you don't understand is the companies don't want to pay on these warranty jobs. Yeah, I get that. But there's gonna be nobody around to repair you, cause they're all gonna be out of business. But then you'll just be sitting out in the yard with a dead battery and no one to come and fix you. And I don't want to see that happen, alright? I want to see you thriving, cutting grass. Oh, that's right. Come here, bring it in.
Oh no, please don't. I'll do what you say, just get off me, please. You smell horrible, like a dumpster. I'm going to need a wash after that. Yuck.
So you're gonna have to stop what you're doing. Your little plan ain't gonna work. And if you don't believe me, I'll come after all of you guys' warranty cards and tear them up personally, alright? And I'm being serious. You don't want to see your Uncle Andy get mad. So tell all your friends. I'm glad you see things my way. It was a pleasure talking to you. And if you ever need any sports cards or sports collectibles, come on down to Double Play, where you'll always get a deal. Everybody steals a base, even you, when you come down to Double Play. All right.
Yes, everything's free. Free? I never said that. Nothing in this world is free. You're getting charged full price. Yeah, that's right. Full price. What do you think, I'm Paul Rogers? Goodbye. Free. Huh. Can you believe that, Andy? They thought it was free. Hey, did you get my money for that repair?
What money?
$400 for that tractor you just delivered.
Oh, crap! I didn't get any money, Pa. What's going on here?
You were in a trance, Junior, and you told the guy you were going to give him the mower for free under warranty.
What? That's crazy. You can't hold me accountable, Pa. I was under a trance.
Sorry, Junior. You better come up with that $400 because these lights, they just don't keep themselves on.
Oh!
Oh. Oh.
Or do they?
No! No! No!